Ready?
I guess.
Okay.
E.
Here we
Here we
go.
go.
Here we go. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Giselle.
And I'm Lynn.
And we have a special guest today. We are starting this new segment called SonoStudent Life. Basically, we've got sonography students coming your way to share their experiences, life, and journey with you guys. And so we have our first guest.
So today's guest is Maisee. We've connected on Instagram. And actually, I found Maisee on Giselle's Discord. So we're all in the circle together. We want to thank her so much for coming on, for being our first sonography student guest. So Maisee, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Maisee, just like Lynn and Giselle are saying, and I appreciate you guys having me on this today. First, so I want to start off saying that I live in Minnesota, and the program that I'm attending to is actually in Rochester, Minnesota. So I go to the Mayo Clinic program here, and our degree. So actually, which is really cool. So for Mayo, they're affiliated with University of Minnesota Rochester and University of Wisconsin River Falls, which they just started that one a couple years ago, and that's the one I'm doing, the University of Wisconsin River Falls with the Mayo Clinic. So we do 2 years at River Falls, and then we finish our 2 years at Mayo, which is amazing. So you get your bachelor's and you get your certification with that. I am a second year student.
So when will you be done with your program?
I'm actually done in May, and I'm really, really excited. It's creeping up. So
Yay, that's exciting. Oh my gosh. I mean, I remember seeing your video on YouTube. That's the first place I found her, which was on YouTube. And I saw she was a student. And actually, my boyfriend was the one that was like, oh, look. And he showed me your video because it
oh,
popped up on
really?
his feed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's so exciting. I can't believe you're almost done. And that's cool that it's a bachelor's and a certificate program.
Yeah, which is great. For if I want, I don't know, I feel like if I want to go to like PA school, I don't know, I'm kind of considering going to PA school or probably med school after or whatever. And it's nice to have that bachelor's under your belt as well, which is great. I really like that the program does that for us. But yeah, back to what you're saying about my YouTube. Yeah, my first video, oh my gosh, I still remember. I just look so I sometimes I will go back and watch it. I just look so awkward.
Oh my
So
gosh. But you've probably helped a lot of people with your videos. So
yeah, I'm hoping. I hope so. That was my main goal, is to really just share what sonography is, because I feel like not a lot of people know, and there's not a lot of videos online, like students, workers, or just any sort of information about sonography. So I just really wanted to post that out there and make sure people know about that. You hear a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nurses and doctors, like, they're amazing, but I feel like not a lot of people know about sonography. They mainly know about nurses, and doctors and all the other areas in healthcare. So that was kind of my main reason to really do my Instagram and my YouTube. So
I totally agree with you.
yeah,
no,
Lynn, you're in your last year, right?
No, I'm still in my first year.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah, I was thinking
baby.
of this the other day. I'll be done by Thanksgiving next year.
Oh, that's awesome. So you still have about a year. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
I'm
fly
going
by, girl. Oh my gosh.
by the end of next month. I'll be halfway through my program. I'm like, I
Wow.
started in February and now I'm halfway through. I just like, where did the times go? You know?
you're having so much fun, you just time just
It is very fun. It's also very intense.
it's challenging, and like that's what really pushes me at least, and a lot of people is people enjoy that challenge. And it flies by,
Exactly.
and I always tell people, time flies by when you're having fun. So
That is
Yeah,
true.
I mean, I just mentioned it on our last episode where like you kind of just sacrifice a few years of your life for something that's going to be so long term and really like help your future. So for people who are curious about like I get the questions like, "Oh, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s." Well, if you're still going to be working another 10, 15 years, you still have time to do it. We're lucky that this is a field that you can do literally in less than 4 years. You're doing general, right? Do they do vascular
I
as well?
yeah, so I do general and vascular. At Mayo, we have two separate programs. So there's a general and then there's the just strictly echo. Lynn, you're doing echo and vascular, right?
Yes, that's correct. I
Right.
love both actually. Like I love learning echo, but scanning, I'm a little bit biased because I'm in the vascular lab, so I'm like a little bit biased on vascular because I haven't really have real life experience with echo.
Oh,
So, Maisy, why did you choose sonography? Because you said you wanted to be like considered PA, med school.
I considered sonography because I don't know, when I was young, okay, I was in middle school, okay, and I was just researching about jobs and stuff, and ultrasound really caught my eye when I was very young. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I really want to do that. Like that's cool, but never mind. So after I went to college, and I was really considering going to PA school instead of going to sonography. I was just going to do my undergrads and then apply for PA school. I actually shadowed one of my aunts, actually a PA. So I shadowed my aunts, and I just kind of reflected. I was like, I don't think I really want to do that right now. Like maybe in the future I want to do it, but I kind of just want to do something like quick and make money right now. And that was just my mindset. And I kind of just lost my passion for PA. At that moment, I did. So I was like, you know what? Let me consider sonography because I just found out that my program or my undergrads, University of Wisconsin for Falls, they had the affiliate program in Mayo that they just started. I was like, let me just try that. So I shadowed a couple of people, and I just seemed to. I was just like very intrigued by it. Like, oh my gosh, that's the liver. Like, that's crazy. You can see inside the body, and yeah, I was just really intrigued by it. And then I was like, you know what, this is for me. This is what I really want to do. So I did more research. I looked at Giselle's videos, so watching
Oh,
them, and yeah, I just became very interested in it. I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. A whole career change, whole path change, and I applied. I applied in the fall, and then I got accepted in the spring, and I started that following fall. So 2020 fall,
that went
which has
fast.
been amazing. It's been an amazing experience and
Mm.
really enjoying it. So
So how was your like research process on programs?
So there's two, I believe there's only two sonography programs here in Minnesota, two or three. I think there's a third one, but it's like the other way. So I was like, I'm not going to go there. So there's one called St. Kate's in Minnesota, and there's another here at Mayo. So I was actually going to do St. Kate's because it was closer to the cities, the Twin Cities where I'm originally at. Everyone in my family were there. And I was thinking about staying there, but it would have taken me longer because they had additional classes that they wanted you to take. So it would have taken me like an extra year to finish those and then be able to start my program rather than I just sacrificed the 2 hours difference, the 2 hour drive. I mean, now I live in Rochester, but my family still lives in the city. So that's like a 2 hour difference or a 2 hour drive. So I was like, maybe I can sacrifice that and just go to Mayo and just deal with the 2 hours, like have them 2 hours away and everything. So that's what I did. Just to really make sure I knew where the programs were located and how far of a distance I am with my family, so I visit my family like every weekend. So
That's cool.
I still want them to be pretty close. And obviously, having to look at their prerequisites, as I mentioned about St. Kate's, it would have taken me way longer, an additional year, just to finish their extra prereq courses, or I could just went straight to Mayo and already have my courses done, and they would have been able to send easily because we had that affiliate program. But I just have to sacrifice or knowing that it will be 2 hours away from my family. But yeah, that's like the main things I was really looking for is what programs are in Minnesota, the prerequisites, if they need patient care hours, because I feel like that's really important. Because if you don't have that under your belt, you gotta get started on that. So, and at Mayo, they did want you to have patient care hours, and you had to be certified in something. So I was a CNA for about 2 years, so I had that. Yeah, I feel like those were the main things I really looked at, and obviously the rating of the program itself. You had to know for like if some people had dropped out a couple of years, or wonder why. You always want to know why students have left the program or something. Perhaps maybe it's the program, or maybe it's just some people realize it's not for them. And I feel like that's really important to know and to make sure you make the right decision for yourself.
Do you look for accreditation?
I do. So it's nice because St. Kate's and Mayo, they're both accredited. So I think there's another program in the Twin Cities that is they're almost accredited. So I've had someone reach out to me and ask me about that. And I was like, I'm just letting you know, if it's not accredited, you have to do this. And then, but if it is, you already have it under your belt, and don't you have to do like an extra 2 years or something with like if it's not accredited or like something like that? Yeah.
If it's not accredited, you have to like do certain things. For example, take an ARRT exam, board exam, and then you have to have like 1 year experience of work, I think, before you can take the RDMS exams. So that's why we always tell people to do the research and ask if you can take your ARDMS board exam when it comes to the school.
So it's mainly like with board exams and stuff, if it's accredited or not. Okay.
Yeah, so I always just send them typically the ardms.org website, and then I'm like, look at the SBI requirements, and it'll tell you on this huge like PDF form, like under a prerequisite, like 1A, 2A, 2B, if you have a bachelor's, or if you're in a non-accredited program, like this is how you do it, these are the steps. So it's actually when people are like really, really mad about their school or finding out that they're non-accredited, well, you picked the school, so you sometimes we don't do our research, and that's normal, but that's why we try to promote doing your research and not finding that out later when you're at that point. Because I see most of the struggles from students who graduate are the ones who can't get the experience to take the test or realize, oh shoot, I have to take this ARRT exam now. But then there's also people who sacrifice and say, oh, well, I have to go to this non-accredited school, so I will take this ARRT exam. But at least they're not like shocked when they have to take it.
Yeah. Like they already know what's going to happen after they graduate. What they have to do. Yeah.
And it's one extra step. I mean, if you're paying $8,000 versus somebody's $40,000, I don't mind taking one more test. It just depends.
Yeah, it just saves you money and stuff too, depending on the program.
Maisee, how has your like program experience been? Like, how is the curriculum? Do you do like classes and then clinicals? Because I know when we talked on Instagram that you haven't taken your SBI yet.
No,
your
I
physics
have not.
is later.
Yeah,
it's very different from me. So can you?
Did you already take your
that?
SPI?
I'm taking it soon.
She's studying.
Good luck. I know you do great. Yeah, so my program, we actually do it our last year. So since I'm in my last year, I just started physics in September. That program is a little different. So the very first year, it's really material based, like classes and everything. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we had classes. Mondays were mainly labs. It's what we did on one. Did I say Monday or Wednesdays?
Monday.
I'm like confusing myself. Okay, so let me backtrack here. So Monday and Fridays, we had classes. Wednesdays, we had lab. And then Tuesday and Thursdays, we had clinicals. But I don't know if other programs do this. My program, at least, we had a foundations course, which we only focused on that for about a month and a half. And then after that, we added clinicals in, and we actually got into our abdomen class, our vascular class, and all that. Yeah, so we do all that. And then our last year, we actually do physics. So our last year is actually a little bit more chill, I guess you can say, because our main class is just physics. And right now I'm taking pediatric sonography and a research class. So it's not anything too crazy right now, which is awesome because physics is kicking my butt. So
When are you planning to take your SPI?
I'm able to take it in, I think, May or the end of February. I've asked a few of the sonographers at Mayo here, and they told me that it would take the finals for the physics and then do the SPI right after, like a couple days after. So that's my plan right now. I haven't registered for. When do you guys think I should, though, if I plan on doing it in February? Like, is there always slots? Do you guys know? Or
I think for SPI there is. I think it's all year, right?
They give you a 3-month timeline to schedule your dates. So once you're approved, they have the set date that's like with the 3-month duration you have to take it by.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't worry too much because like SPI is one of those that's continually like you can continually apply to versus like pediatric sonography, for example, is only twice a year.
Oh, really?
So you have to either take it like in the beginning or like at the end. Actually, it's either 2 or 3 times a year or something like that. But you have to apply within the window that it's open. You get a certain like slot of time, like Lynn says, and then you have to book that time. You can only take it once. Yeah, so there's a window for that one. You have to apply and then take it within that window. And then you get your results like literally 90 days or something like that later. Then the next window opens again for you to take it again if you need to. But for SPI, like you can, there's no like worry, any time of the year.
And right now you can take it at home or at the test centers. But at the test centers, you will know your results right away. At home, you have to wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
how long's the wait? Do you know?
I don't know because everyone I've known taking it, they took it at the test centers.
I've only known one person take it online, and I don't
How long
remember.
was the wait?
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was the same day, a few hours later. I'm not sure though. And I know somebody else, I think, tried to, and then they couldn't figure out where to find the results. So I would suggest going in person, but
Me too. Just to be sure, and like you definitely want to know if you pass or fail right after because waiting is just the
it's
worst.
Dreadful.
Yeah, I get too nervous. Like, I just want to know. I just want to know right now. So yeah, probably do that. And I've been also was reading in the sonographies or the sonographers in the dark. I think someone asked that question, and everyone's like, just go in person because at home is just a pain in the butt. So, because I was told like you have to get your camera and then you have to go around the whole room or something like that.
I heard that they're stricter when you're at home too.
Yeah, so you might as well be safe and go the safe route. But I know like some people, for example, like they really can't and they have to do it at home, which is fine. But it's nice that they have that option because that was never there before. I'm not sure when they're going to stop doing that, but maybe they think it's working. So
yeah.
Are you planning on getting registered in abdomen first, OBGYN, vascular? Like, what are you thinking?
And how has clinical been for you?
Yeah.
I know for sure I want to take my boards for all of them.
All of them. Okay. Yeah. Because like Lynn asked how your clinicals are because I've been seeing your posts about clinicals and they look super fun. I've heard some of your stories. So what do you have to say? Because it's a lot.
It is a lot. Are you asking specifically like how my clinicals are going? And okay, so it's I really enjoy clinicals. See, I'm the type of person, if I'm not motivated to wake up, I'm like groggy getting up in the morning and just don't feel like myself, like just kind of forcing myself to get out of bed, you know? But knowing that I'm going to clinicals, I get right up. Once I hear that line, I get right up. And that's still the same feeling I have today, you know? So I was, you know, going through that and just waking up and being like being very motivated, you know, just kind of and know that this is something kind of you want to do for a while, you know. So, but clinicals is great. I enjoy my CIs, and everyone's super nice where I'm at, and they're always willing to give you like information or just tips if you ask them. Usually at the end of the day, I always ask, like, is there anything that I can work on? Like, is there any tips, you know? And they're always like, no, I feel like you're doing fine. And, or right after the exam, they would tell me, you know, and it's obviously something I really enjoy doing scanning itself. And I remember when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to scan everything. So, um, yeah, it's you know, sometimes you get some exams that are challenging, you know, but just kind of have to push through them. And I try not to ask my sonographer to come in because they actually now as seniors, we can be in a room by ourselves with the patients. They just watch us roll monitor in the workroom. So if I'm stuck somewhere or if I need help, I just put their initials up on the screen and they'll just come right in. Yeah,
Cool.
I really like that. 'Cause I feel like
Wow.
when my CI is with me or my sonographer is with me, I get nervous.
Yeah.
And then just knowing that someone's there watching me, I get too nervous and I realize I don't interact with the patient very much, and because I'm just trying to focus and make sure I'm doing okay on my scanning, you know? So being able to just do it on my own, I obviously realized that I'm more interactive with my patients. I'm enjoying it way more than having someone watch me, and I get to figure out on my own. If I'm struggling, I usually do it on my own for a little bit. And if I'm really struggling, like I know, I'm like, all right, let's go put their initials
Mm.
up, their initials. And they come on in and help me. And then they always ask, is there anything else you need help with? I'm like, no, I think I'm okay. And then they'll just
They walk out.
walk out and I continue doing my scan.
I love
Yeah.
that.
So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's really cool.
I really, really like it. Especially when I was doing for the summertime, we're full time. So it's Monday through Friday of clinicals. And I feel like doing that, having, or me just being by myself, I saw that my scanning skills were improving a lot. You know, when your sonographer is there, sometimes they like to take your hand and guide you and stuff, which that's fine. I like it when sonographers do that. But now since I'm a senior, they're giving me the independency more, and they only come and help me if I ask them to help me, which is great.
That's
It's
good.
kind of just letting me critically think of just stop and just look at what I'm doing, and then just it's kind of like a reset. Sometimes when I keep struggling, I'm like, all right, I just need a reset. Where am I? What's everything? Where is everything? And then I move on from there, you know? So yeah, I really like clinicals.
Yeah,
So
you're one step closer to just being on your own. So that's good that they trust you. And that's pretty cool that they can see too. Because we don't have that in our hospital. So that's
oh
really cool.
really, really.
Yeah.
So
Like
when you were doing clinicals, was your sonographer always with you in the room
in
or
the beginning, yeah.
oh
For the
okay.
first, like I would say first few months, depending on the exam. Like if we're comfortable, like for example, I comped off on carotids and venuses pretty quickly. So by the time I was already like by myself after a few months. Like really, you're not gonna learn if they're literally standing behind your back 24/7. So that's good that they allow you to do that, because you're, like you said, you're in your mind. Someone's watching you. Even when I have them doing the whole thing where they're like, okay, we're gonna do an audit on you. They have to watch me, like everything I do. I'm making sure I'm doing everything. And it's like, I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm doing it, but I'm like, now someone's watching me. It's more scary. But yeah, it's definitely something. I think once your clinical instructors trust you and know that you're comfortable and confident, I think at that point they can literally like let you fly, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. How
That's
about
so
you?
great.
You just started clinicals recently,
I just
right?
started clinicals, and my site, the sonographers just let me start the exam and then they end the exam. So they just let me greet the patient, do all the patient care. I start the exams, and then they come in halfway of the exam, and then they do the rest. And then, of course, there are certain parts of the exam where they have to retake just in case. But
Mm-hmm.
it's really nice to be able to figure it out on yourself.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I feel like it sticks more in your head if you do it yourself.
Yes, and you learn from your mistakes if you
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah, definitely.
There's one more question I wanted to ask both of you, since I have both of you on here. So Giselle and Maisee on Instagram are very, I don't know, fitness inspiration for me, I can say, because Giselle was really busy with her full-time job and a master's student. And as we've heard, Maisee's program is quite intense with clinicals and classes. So how do you manage your time with that in personal life and fitness? Because I wanted to exercise too, to work out, but I don't have time. So how do you do that?
I'll let Maisee answer first.
Okay. Sacrifice sleep. um, so I'm a very nighttime person. Um, so in the mornings and afternoon, I do a lot of my studying and everything, and then I usually don't go to the gym until 9 or 10, and then I am there for about an hour, and I come home and it's already like midnight. And then, obviously I do my nightly routine and everything, but I'm a very scheduled person. Every Sunday, I always look at, okay, what do I have this week? And what I need to do, and when can I fit time to go to the gym? Because obviously, if I have two exams, I have to separate what lectures I will be going over every day for me to be able to go to the gym. Um, that's usually what I do. Sometimes I even look like a week ahead. I'm like, okay, so I have this exam. I have seven lectures I need to go over. I would do a lecture every single day. And I feel like if you do that, you kind of have more time to do what you want to do. Um, Hence me going to the gym. I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to go to the gym as often as I want. But you just try to make time for it. I sacrifice my sleep for it. So um, it's whatever's, I guess it's just kind of like whatever, I wouldn't say whatever's more important, but it's just kind of, I guess, like the lifestyle you want in a sense. Um, but yeah, I'm just a very scheduled person. So I would do one unit Monday and then the other unit on Tuesday. And then I have time, a little bit of time at the end of the night on Wednesday, because I did all my stuff on Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, that's usually how I make time for the gym and going and everything, is just seeing what I have to do for that week. And then I just squeeze in the gym if I can. It's nice because my gym's only like a 5-10 minute drive too. So just hop
That's
into my
good.
car and drive there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're really fitness inspirational, and I love it. I love it so much. It's all about like everything you're saying is all about time management. Really,
Mm-hmm.
what are your priorities? Like obviously you look at the gym as something you're prioritizing. Some people have to do, my kids, like that's their priority and they have to put their kids first. But for me, like gym has always been something that I have incorporated into my routine as well. So just like Micey, I do love organization. Like I always either have my planner or my to-do list or my iPhone that I literally am like, okay, so this is what I'm doing this week, my calendar. And we always find a way to incorporate working out in our days. So like for example, today I'm going to work out literally in like 2 hours and we know when we're going to work out in advance so that I know when I can study, when we're going to eat, and then, then we just that's our days. And I love working out. I think that for anyone who is afraid to work out or is nervous to work out in a gym, like just really go try it. And it's literally a moment where you're in your own mind and head. And like, I know it's scary because you're like, there's other people around, but like you try not to think about other people, think about yourself. Your health is more important than what other people are thinking about in that moment. And once you get into the gym or start doing your fitness thing, you kind of get addicted to it and you're like, I just want to do more. And there's times where you don't want to go, you want to sleep instead, and that's okay. But as long
That's
as
me.
you, that's okay. But like the minute you're like, oh wait, I want to go to the gym today, and you get there, you'll never regret going, but you will regret not going. So
I agree. Yeah, and once you put your headphones in, you can just zone out everyone. And just like you were saying, just try not to focus on other people who are there and just continue to do you because everyone starts from somewhere or everyone starts, from somewhere. So it's always nice just to get there and push yourself and just do what you got to do. So
also a stress reliever from sonography school
it is.
and
It
work.
is. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of why I did way more often my first year because it was just so much. I was like, I just need to go to the gym. But now since it's calmed down a little bit, I probably go to the gym at least 2 or 3 times a week. As in my first year, I was going like 4 times a week because, the program was very stressful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So before we wrap up, do you have any other suggestions, advice for prospective students or other sonography students who are in the same boat as us?
Some advice is always have a willingness to learn because it's all like a mental game. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you won't be able to do it. But if you encourage yourself to say you could do it, you will do it, then you will do it. You will find a way to do it. You will find a way to understand the material. And so that's one thing I always say to people is always have a willingness to learn and take the criticism because it's you may feel it when they tell you like, oh, you should have done this or done that, but they just want you to be the best that you can be or the best sonographer you can be. So always take it with a grain of salt and just take their criticism and reflect on what you did and possibly add it into how you were scanning or something. And maybe that's easier, or it helps you become a better sonographer. Yeah, that's one thing I would say. And obviously with anyone who's just starting, don't be too harsh on yourself when it comes to scanning. It takes a while. It's a skill that takes a while. So the more you do it, the more you feel comfortable scanning and doing it. That's what I would say.
That's awesome.
Yes, really good advice. We appreciate you being on here and talking and sharing your journey and experiences. And we can't wait to see you graduate soon.
Oh, yeah, I'm so
Look
excited.
forward
Thanks
to
for
May.
having me. Yeah, super exciting. Good luck on your SPI, Lynn.
Oh, thank you. I would definitely let you know how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
you guys.
all right, so yeah, thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah.
It's really fun. You definitely got to do this again.
Yes, definitely. Where can people find you on Instagram and YouTube?
My Instagram, see, I don't even know at the top of my head. My Instagram.
It's MNY Sono.
Sono, yeah.
Is there an
MNY
underscore?
Yeah, it is.
In the beginning. In the beginning or in the
At the end.
at the end? Okay.
Yeah, and I
Awesome.
believe my YouTube is that too. So, or if you just look up M Yang, then it should pop up.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Go check her out. Obviously, follow Lynn on Instagram at DMS Diaries, and I'm everywhere at LOLGeselle. And we really appreciate everyone who's listening, everyone who tunes into the videos, and for everyone who supports all three of us because we are doing a lot of things on Instagram and just being there for you guys. So we appreciate you guys for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for sticking with us for a month already. And as you've heard from Maisee, we're all here to raise awareness on sonography. So thank you so much for your support. And we can't wait to see you or hear you next week.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.